The objective of this assignment is to learn how to create new layers. As you see on this drawing, we have a few line types which they're not available on our current template that we're using. So so far you have used this template to create hidden lines or center lines. Some of those line types they're available, but not every single line types. AutoCAD doesn't load all the line types all the time. So anytime we need one, we can always bring load desired line type. So on this assignment, we learn how to do that. So let's just begin a new drawing with our template, and then look to your existing template right now. The one I'm having here on my computer right now, these are some of the layers that I have created in the past, and some of them probably you have still on your template, like for example, phantom line, hidden line, dimension line, center line. These are available. So if you look to this assignment, there are some other line types that we need to create. So you learn how to create one, create new layer. So once you open this, there are a lot of icons here that you can select from here. It says layer management, and under that there's one that you can create one. This one here, it says new layer. If you click here once on this little icon, it's going to prompt you to give a name, and the name normally comes with the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So it's the best to call it something that relates to that particular object that you are working. For example, if you have a floor plan that has a lot of doors and windows on that, so you would create one layer called windows, one layer called maybe doors, something for walls. And so any specific name that relates to, that's the best way to manage the layers. So here I'm going to call this one, for example, fence line. Fence line. So that's what one of the line types supposed to be. And under that, then it's going to prompt you with the color. Right now, it's picked automatically magenta because I was under the center line. So I can click on that color and change him to just a black color here. For this color, I would recommend you use these standard colors here. So these are standard colors, starting from 1, which is red, and goes on to 9, which is the gray one. And if I click on this one, it's number 7. In the background that I have is white, so black one. In your case, if your background is black, that would be white. And then you can select that. So now it still shows the line type center 2. So I'm going to click on that center 2 and then search for the one you have. It's called fence line 1 or fence line 2, depending on which one you want. Let's say I want to have fence line 1. I should have called probably fence line 1 on that one, but I will change the name. Fence line 1. So right now you see that I have one here, but in your case, you may not see on the list. So the first thing you need to do is load. When you load, is going to send you to the list of the line types available here. As you see, scroll down all the way, you will find the line type that you're looking for. In the beginning ones, they're all, it says ACAD ISO. Don't use any of these. These are for metric system. Anything says ISO. So scroll down until you see these. So starting from the the padding here, you see that this one is for insulation that we use for a border, and you have center. So we do have some of those here. And then scroll down until you see fence line 1. I just go ahead, select that one. And because I already have one, I'm going to cancel that. So I don't need to load again. So once you load, it's going to be added to your list. So that's why you see that I have here. And then you say, highlight this one and say OK. So what I did so far, I created something called fence line, but I wanted to rename that. So you learn how to rename by highlighting that layer and then right click and say rename this layer, which I have here, the rename. So I'm going to add fence line 1. So there's the 1 and 2. So it would be distinguished between those. So now I have the color, I have that. and the beginning you have something says O, which is this one here is the on, then F, which is the freeze or thaw, and we will learn about those. This is lock, and we can do all those things with the layers. For example, if you freeze the layer, you are not going to see on the screen. So we have done some exercise on that in the beginning of the class. So you will be doing that too. So let's select this one and make this one current. How do we make this one current? You can just double click on this one. Make sure that is your current layer. The one is usually green check mark is the current one. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. Just to go ahead, select this one. Okay. And then that should be our current layer. If it's not showing, let me just see that. Okay, right now it's checked. You see that little check mark next to it? You double click on this fence line and that would be current. So here also shows on this window that is fence line is selected. You can also switch the layer between the different ones from here. Okay, I can highlight any of them. Right now I'm object. I'm going to switch to fence line 1. So while I'm the fence line 1, I'm going to create something that's similar to one that we have here on this assignment sheet. So just go ahead, start creating something. For this one, there is no specific dimension. So this is the paper I'm using right now, our template. It's something proportion to it. I'm going to start with using actually, I need to establish my regular lines first. I'm going to switch back to the object and draw this axes first. It's kind of chart that shows each line types represent some items, which is not indicated here, but we are just using this as an example to create layers. So we begin from any point here. I'm on the fence line 1. Should be turning my object snap off for temporarily. I'm going to just you could press F3 to turn the object snap off. So rely on only the grid and the snap right now. I'm going to just select the line tool and pick a point approximately in this area. I'm using the grid and the snap right now. So right now I am on the object layer. I'm drawing this. It's not going to change anything, but I'm just going to draw the line and show you that it's often we forget to change the layer when you start drawing, which is fine. You can just go ahead, keep something like in that proportion. The shape is not that critical, something similar to this. And then this line that I drew was supposed to be as a fence line, but it's not, right? Just to click on it and you can change it. So right now, because this is not a polyline, I picked just a regular line. You have to pick individually. So in order to select more of them or all of them, you can do the selection, window selection from right to left, highlight everything once, and then you go to change to fence line. Okay, so that is how you create individual one, each one. So I'm going to continue another fence line. And you notice that fence line thickness also, we made them thin. It's different than object line. It's a little bit thinner. And then you go to again. So in order to not to make all these changes, right away I realized that I'm in the wrong layer. I should change my current layer. So I just go ahead, change this time to fence 1. That will be my current layer. As long as I'm on that layer as a current layer, everything is going to be drawn in this format. So I just go ahead, pick the closest you can do to this handout sheet, just something going. Okay. So now here I have another one. It goes phantom line, for example. I have already phantom line. If you don't have that again, go ahead, create one called phantom and load, and then you start making that current and continue to. This is a phantom line here. We do have a phantom line. Select that one as a current and then select the colors that I have on your template for some of the existing one. You can keep those the same if you want to. You can assign any different color if you like to, but main thing we're looking for right now is having this line types. So that's something similar to that. again, I'm not looking for a specific shape. Something that's similar to this would be fine. So keep repeating that. The next one is the center line. So they select the center and repeat this line. And then just draw just a bunch of lines in the some so representing these movement on this data. So each one represents certain elements and certain data in this chart. So we have another one here. It's hidden line. So I go to hidden line. I do have that one too here with the blue color. So again, this is the objective of this particular assignment. I hope that helps you to create. Okay, so I just made something up here. So you have that copy, just get closest to that one you can, create this chart. And that's all you need to do for this assignment. Again, just review quickly what we need to do. The first thing, if layers are not listed, what you need to do, if I want to create, for example, fence 2, which I have a fence line now, I don't have fence 2. So let's go to the layer management tool again. If this is not open, right now this is docked on my screen here. If it's not open, you can go to the format, select layer. See, right now it's closed. Format, layer opens. Also, you can type layer from the keyboard. So right now, I don't see the fence line 2 on mine, right? Suppose I want to have fence line 2. So I go to create one again. You see the little plus next to it says new layer, Alt N. So by the way, if you hold the alternate key on your keyboard and type N, Alt N, also, oops, it should be allowing you to make new layer. So also you can type the layer from the keyboard. It's going to pop up there. So you can just click on this one here. Again, is asking layer 1 because that's the first one. If I had layer 1, would call layer 2, but you want to change that name, just call them fence line 2. Under the fence line 2, I go to line type, which shows hidden 2 right now. I don't see, okay, I have one again here, fence line 2. If it's not there, make sure that you load that. Okay, so once you load it, it's going to be add to the list, and you highlight that and say okay. And now I have that line type loaded, but it's not made it current yet until I go to select that fence line 2 to be current, which is the blue right now, left in blue. But you see, if I draw line again, that's going to be fence line 2. So that's how we add additional layers if we need to.